Are you ready? So, here's 5 things I learned while living on a sailboat for 5 months. Number 1, don't be afraid to try new things. Obviously, I wouldn't have even gotten on a sailboat if I was afraid to try new things. So it's something I already knew, but continued doing there. Growing up, I was never an adventurous eater, and being on a sailboat, I was trying a bunch of new different things. And being in a new country with all these tacos and fish.
Breathy.
So I tried things from a fish eyeball, never thought I would eat that, to a habanero, not big on spicy food. And then my favorite bite was unagi, which is eel, and it was topped with foie gras and truffle. It was so good. It was like a dessert sushi. What else did I try? That's pretty much food. Just tried a lot of food. Gained some weight. I played music in front of people, which I hadn't done a lot of. And there was a really great community of people that like to play music. So we had a couple different music nights on the boat, which was really fun. And I got a lot of great feedback about my ukulele playing and my singing, which was nice. And just, of course, meeting new people and exploring places with them. I did stand-up paddleboarding, which I'd only done one time. That was fun. Did wakeboarding, which I hadn't done in a while. Oh, and I got to drive the dinghy. That was fun. So it's like backwards, where you think you're turning this way, but you're going that way. So that was fun. And surfing behind a dinghy, that I had never done before. I paddled a long way in from the sailboat on a surfboard. The guy at the bar said he saw me and he thought there was a motor on it. It was these. In the past, I was afraid of trying new things, new food mainly. Just afraid of the different tastes, textures maybe even. But I just got really into trying new foods. It's some good tastes out there. Number 2. How to adapt with limited resources. So being on the boat, they were kind of struggling with their solar panels and their battery. So we weren't able to run the water maker for very long or often enough. So one month, I did not shower at all. No shampoo touched this hair. But I was jumping in the water like every day, so it's not like I was smelling. I don't think. Probably were. Thank you. I got used to washing my face with very little water, brushing my teeth without a whole lot of water, using a composting toilet, and being sparing with the toilet paper. It's quite different living on a boat. You don't have all the things. Oh my gosh, I didn't have ice, but I figured out a hack. Put water in the water bottle and put them in the freezer for as long as you can.
That's how ice is made.
Yep, making ice. Pretty much in a bikini all the time. I'm on the job. But yeah, or like even just washing your hair with salt water, it like doesn't suds up very well. So you kind of have to do a couple washes. But that 1 month, my hair, it looked pretty good. It didn't feel great. It was like tacky because of the salt water. And I don't think I brushed it for a whole month either. Yeah. I also didn't shave my legs very often. I only brought 2 razors, thinking I was going to be there for 2 weeks. Those did not last very long. Number 3, spearfishing. It's my favorite thing that I tried while on the sailboat. Garrett taught me, and he taught me what fish to aim at, which are worth shooting. There's a bunch. The Jack, holy, throw me my gun. What fish you are not allowed, mostly the really pretty ones. And then taught me where to aim, some other little tricks, like holding onto a rock while you're down on the bottom. And then he taught me how to fillet the fish, which I was surprisingly really into. I had never cut into a fish's body, or any body for that matter. And I got really into doing that. I didn't leave much meat behind left on that carcass, or those carcasses. I filleted quite a few. I shot 6 fish,
fish ever
in my
speared.
time. I got 4 in one day. Stoked about that. And oh, and then I also learned like what to do. Obviously, once you have the fish on the spear, you gotta go after it, grab the spear on that side where the fish is, and then you take a knife and you stab it in the head and you kill it, because most of the time the shot does not kill it. Then you gotta get it off the spear, and then if you have a stringer, you put it on there, you go through the gills and then out the mouth. If you don't have a stringer, throw it in a bucket. And then you take it, we would normally go to the beach with a cutting board and knives. You descale it, and then well, he would always gut them. I never did that part. So descale it, then you cut along the bottom and along the top.
What are you doing to that poor fish?
And then slowly start filleting it.
Scale of it, don't you know?
But it just felt so good to be able to provide food that was fresh and delicious and that I caught. Very empowering. And it tasted amazing. Opali was my favorite fish. I got 3 of those one day. I didn't even know what I was shooting at, actually, which is probably not the best way to go, but they were kind of dumb and just like hanging out by the reef. They pretty much wanted to be shot. So tagged a few of those. When I first started spearfishing, to reload the gun is really hard. You put it against your ribs and then you have to pull it. And then, like you may know, I had broken both my elbows like 6 months or so before. So I didn't have all my arm strength back. And so the first day, Garrett would have to reload it for me. And then I think the second or third day I went out, I think there was some adrenaline that helped me, but I was able to pull the bands back and get it. But yeah, my rib would get bruised. And then after doing it for a few days, I couldn't really lay on that side. And then I would get a sharp pain. Not enjoyable. But yeah, spearfishing is super fun. I definitely recommend it. A natural high. Point number 4, sailing lingo. It's practically a whole new language that I am not fluent in, but I picked up some things. Some things I knew already because I was watching sailing videos before I got the full experience. So I knew like port, starboard, mainsail, staysail. But then I learned about different sails, like there's the Yankee way up at the front, and then a mizzen at the back. And then, so I learned like what the different lines were for. I did learn a couple knots, probably couldn't do them now. So yeah, with time, I slowly began to understand things, be able to help more while we're under sail. I got really good at putting sail covers on. I mean, I could list off some vocab words. Like there's the galley, that's a kitchen. The head is the bathroom.
Well, then why do they say? Why don't they just call it the kitchen?
I don't know.
Didn't
I
get into
didn't
the
make it
deep
up.
history of it.
No, we could Google that one if we want. Obviously, theirs is a gaff rig, so that's different than a lot of other ones. So they had different things.
Enough said on that one. That was a different one.
Different one. But there was like rigging up the side that you could go up. That was fun. Did that once while we were under sail. So on the rigging, you put baggy wrinkles, which are just little bits of rope that you like do a certain knot on a different longer line, and then you wrap it around the rigging a bunch, and it's so that the sail doesn't chafe along the rigging. Baggy wrinkles. So I kept thinking they were called ball wrinkles. That's not it. So I made a couple of those. Actually, I have quite a few, like 5 or something. And then put them up. That was cool. Felt helpful. Made my mark on the sailboat. It also made its mark on me. I have some scars, because learned how to use my sea legs. I wish I could say I learned how not to fall off a sailboat, but I did fall off one time. We weren't even under sail. I was drinking, surprise. I was carrying a bottle of rum, and I walked, and then I tripped near the side, and I even hit the safety line and just flopped under it. And then threw like some of Garrett's clothes in with me that were hanging on the line. And it was nighttime, but I
Dunked into the water.
yes, I fell fully into the water with a bottle of rum.
Did you hold on to it?
Oh yes, I saved the rum. It was just a little salty after that. But I think that was when I became a true official sailor. Not a sailor until you've fallen off a sailboat with a bottle of rum. Number 5, patience. It is a virtue. So yeah, you have to have some patience while being on a sailboat. You don't get anywhere very fast. And with it not being my boat, I didn't have any control over where we were going or when we were going. So sometimes like I wanted to stay at a certain anchorage that I didn't get to explore that much, but it wasn't my call, not my boat.
Oh, there's some fishies.
And
Little.
even when we were at an anchorage that I loved, there's nothing but time. So there was a lot of floating in the water, playing music, reflecting on my life choices, how I ended up there. And yeah, it's funny because I kind of like prayed for gaining patience that year. And I think I was answered with a situation and circumstances where you have to have patience. And it's good to just slow down and enjoy your time, not always be worried about what you're going to do next. I think the top question that was asked while we were there is, what time is it? What day is it even? Not that we cared too much, but just sometimes you need to know. There's my 5 things in 5 months on a sailboat.